get ready with me while I finally catch you up with how I've really been after 4 months of living in London. It's genuinely taken me this long to film a catch up with you video because moving to London honestly was quite overwhelming and the circumstances have made it quite stressful, to be honest. I feel like this foundation is a bit dark for me, but anyway. Obviously the highlight reel of it is the fact that you're living overseas. So you are literally seeing everything new. Everyone that you see is new and everything you do is new. You're actually on such a big high. In spite of being super high, I've also had really big lows, which was completely unexpected. I'm somebody who really prides myself on how much I can handle. I feel like I'm somebody who can handle quite a lot at once, which isn't necessarily a good thing, by the way. I feel like it's probably some inner trauma that we need to, unpack and digest. And in this particular circumstance, I really pushed myself to the edge. I was moving to London, but I also decided to buy a house at the same time, and I had to shut down my Australian business and start up my UK business. So there was just a lot happening. I think the most ironic thing is that I've literally purchased my 5th house, my 5th property, and this was my big dream. I wanted to finally wrap up my last house to purchase as part of my investment portfolio, and then I'd be done, and I have set myself up for retirement. And so I've gotten here, but I don't feel happy. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm super grateful, and I think that once the overwhelm is over, I'm going to start feeling a lot better about everything. But I think that just on top of everything that's been happening, it's just been a lot. And I'm just kind of like, I just can't wait until I finally feel settled in London, that I finally have settled my house that I just bought so that I can just take a breather and just relax. And on top of that, because I had essentially shut down my business to move to London, because Tutorboss is still a baby business, it doesn't operate without me. When I started it back up, we didn't get as much traction as quickly as I would have liked. I onboarded a lot of new team members, and so our productivity really dropped for a bit, which meant that income also dropped for a bit. So that was also really stressful. So I was just experiencing a lot of financial stress. And also one of my properties, one of the tenants, essentially we thought built a meth lab inside the house. So that also really stressed me out. A lot of you resonated with me on this when it came to the Instagram stories that I posted. But basically I was talking about how it's just so ironic that I'm somebody who is asset rich, but I felt really financially stressed when I was having a lot of money move out, like a lot of money move out during my move to the UK. I was losing a lot of rental income with this meth house. So because of that, it just meant that I literally had no time and no space to be creative. I think that when you're under stress, you just don't have the capacity to even think about, how do I film a nice TikTok video that people are going to watch? But we are finally there. I am finally feeling like I'm in a place where I feel a lot more settled. The house that I purchased is going to settle in 2 weeks, so that will be really exciting. And the good news is that the accused meth house was actually not meth, but we just have no idea what they did in that house. And now we're filing a claim for insurance, and hopefully I will be getting my money back in terms of loss of rent and the damages that were done to the house. Ultimately, I feel really grateful, even though I've been experiencing these events. I definitely understand that I am a very lucky and also privileged person to be even in this position of being able to stress about this stuff. But yeah, I am excited to start filming more videos, showing you a bit more behind the scenes of what I'm up to. Let me know what you would like to see in terms of my new life in London and all the travels that I have planned. My biggest lesson in all of this is if you're somebody who feels like you can handle a lot, that's great, but I don't necessarily think it should be a source of pride. And start recognizing that it's okay to take a breather. You don't have to overload yourself all the time. I think I'm just comfortable with a certain amount on my load, and I'm starting to realize that this isn't normal. It's not normal for people to move overseas and buy a house and manage a business at the same time, So that is a snapshot into how I've been over the past 4 months.